clarity series. So really this is something as a brotherhood that we're doing together, really to help ourselves internally, also to help the viewers when it comes to 2020, what it means to accomplish your goals, the standards that we hold ourselves to, very high standards that we hold ourselves to in the group, as far as holding each other accountable too as well. Being, if I call somebody my brother, then really I gotta hold them to a different standard than I would hold somebody else to. So that's really what the clarity series is gonna be talking about. We're gonna run down a list, and every month we're gonna have a topic that we're talking about, and we're gonna have the conversation amongst ourselves, be conversational piece to it, asking each other questions about where we're at in life, goals, dreams, aspirations, all that stuff, the things we do to execute those things too as well. So really kicking it off in January, the first question that we're gonna ask is, what do you want your life to be like? And the background to that is, a lot of times you hear growing up, what do you want to be when you grow up? You hear, what do you want to do when you grow up? And it really all revolves around an occupation. But if somebody asks you what you want your life to be like, in terms of you want kids, free time, you want to travel, how do you want your day-to-day life to be set up? I feel like that will set us up for more success, because it's not tying us to an occupation. A lot of times you fall in the role of an occupation and it doesn't align with the lifestyle that you want to live. So really, with that being said, we hop to damn Turk. So what do you, growing up, what was that like for you when people asked you, what did you want to be when you grew up?
I mean, when growing up, when somebody asks you what you want to be like, it's more so you're going to give that generic child answer. For me, it was wanting to be a doctor. And I realized growing up, going through college and stuff like that, that it's going to be some things in your life that's going to really determine what you really want to be. Because when somebody asks you that when you're young, you still don't know who you are. And like I say, for me, I wanted to be a doctor for the simple fact that I always wanted to help people. I love helping people no matter what. And I thought that that would be my best way to help others while I was becoming a doctor. Going to school and college and meeting a lot of different people, it showed me that not necessarily wanting to be a doctor, but just being in a position where I can help people.
So do you want to be a doctor or more so a politician?
I'm not into politics.
Because from that standpoint, like them not having insurance and then not being able to have insurance, especially when you look at Canada versus the US, that all has to do with politics and how the government is set up and how it's run.
I don't want to work in no hospital or have somebody tell me like, oh, you got to charge or you can't operate on them because they ain't got no insurance. I mean, I want to own my own practice so I can at least try to, help as much as I can without being told I can't.
And what I like about what you said was, as a child, you gave a childish answer. And as you grew up and got to know yourself better, your answer matured. When I was growing up, I was 6, 7, 8 years old. I'm going to the league, whether it be basketball, football, baseball. I'm going to be a professional athlete. When I got to middle school and started getting cut, I realized I might not be going to play professional ball. So now I want to be a sports agent. Right. As I matured and got close to going to college, I realized I didn't want to go to law school. Well, I don't want to be a sports agent no more. Well, now I just want to be a millionaire. I want to put my people on. I want to make my mama happy. I want to make my family proud. And I'm not sure how yet. That's what I want my life to look like. And that's why I really like what you said about, as you were a child, you gave a childish answer to that question because you don't know who you are. The more I know me personally, the more and more I grew and developed within my own confines of my own body, my own mental capacity. That's when my answer became more streamlined. You know what I'm saying? I could tell you, like right now, at 25, I know by 30, I want my own house. I want this organization to be on a certain platform. I want to have a certain amount of dollars in my bank account. Hopefully I've been blessed with some kids by that point. So when we talk about what you want your life to look like, I agree that as you mature, your answer matures with it.
A lot of it comes down to you not, I was talking to Nick 2 days ago really. If you, how many of us was the first ones to get a master's degree in family type deal?
Me as well.
You know what I'm saying? And I can almost bet that I was the first one to get my bachelor's type deal.
Me as well.
And you know what I'm saying? So my people was behind me from that standpoint. And even when I graduated, it was about a job and how much money you gonna make. It wasn't about what you want your life to be like, how do you want to live type deal. It was, okay, go get a good paying job. My pops missed out on a lot of opportunities. He didn't have a college degree. So he had worked his way up all the way to a VP, a sales type deal. Layoff comes in '08, boom. Now he ain't got a college degree to fall back on. You know what I'm saying? My mom went to the military, so she didn't have a degree to fall back on too. So I feel like she missed a lot of opportunities. So that's all I was hearing growing up, really, was, okay, so what you want to do for a job? You know what I'm saying? Real estate, financial services, whatever the case may be. It was never tied to my passion. It was never spoke on about what I want my life to be like. I want to travel, kids, leisure time, what I want to spend my money on. Like, it wasn't anything like that. Like I said, it's no shade to anybody that raised us, but I think the mindset growing up was different. And we unlocked a lot of doors with that degree, with the things that we're blessed with that they didn't have growing up type deal. I think that's really why this question is so critical to people and their pursuits to what they want to do when it comes to their dreams and their goals, really.
I think it brings about a different way of thinking of like how we shape our lives. You mentioned that we gotta step back from those that taught us and look at how we set forth our own paths in a different perspective. I was the first to graduate in the manner that I did with my bachelor's. Also the first to go ahead and get my master's in the manner that I did. So I kind of put myself in a stance of like a trailblazer for my family and the ones behind me. So like what I'm doing and how I'm going about it, and even the questions I ask in terms of like putting together my lifestyle, that's the first. So it's like I'm really having to like, this is trial and error for me. And like what I want it to look like. I want my life to be full of exploring. So I want to constantly be learning. I want to constantly be reaching out and touching different avenues that no one before me ever had the opportunity to. Whether it's because of introduction to new life or a lack of opportunities, you know, I can't say. But for me, I had ample, and I want to take advantage of everything that was put in front of me, for real.
Did you always have that mindset of, I gotta do this for my little brother and my little sister, the youngest coming up after me, or did that develop over time?
It was engraved in me, for real. So like with my brother being 2 years behind me, we ran together a lot. So when I was bumping my head, he had a tendency to bump his head as well. So it was like, okay, you gotta show him the right from wrong. Or you kind of gotta like, you know, you the leader, so kind of bring him with you. So early on, my mom, myself, they let me know like, hey man, you in this position and this is what comes with it. So embrace it and kind of make the most of it.
Yeah.
I know as far as we talk about what you want your life to look like the kind of lifestyle you want to live, that's what we essentially talking about, right?
Yeah.
I would love to hear your opinion, Juice, because ever since I met you, whether good, bad, or indifferent, you always talk about the success is near my future wife and kids. Like you always had that kind of mindset about just not making babies, but providing for kids when you have them in the future. So how, as far as what you want your life to look like, when did you develop that kind of mindset that I'm grinding like I got a wife and kids to feed, like your Twitter bio say?
Right. So what you don't know about me, grew up with a big family, and it was one of those things where I feel like I was able to be influenced firsthand by the people that was around me each and every day, and I feel like now that, you know, I'm 26 years old, and stepping to, you know, the man that I always wanted to be, and the man that my mom and my dad raised me to be. When I was younger, I was able to pick and choose. I feel like I was in control, and I was able to pick and choose what type of guy I wanted to be, per se. If I wanted to be that person that, you know what I'm saying, graduated from college, or I wanted to be that person that ran the streets, or this person who had a lot of kids, or this person just made mistakes and didn't own up to them, I was able to, okay, well, I'm gonna make this mistake today, but I'm gonna get my homework done, you know, after that type deal. I was able to, you know, have a good balance, and that's where a lot of that developed. I was able to, you know, take those firsthand experiences, and, you know, just my dad, you know, he has 20 something kids. And I say something just because we don't really know the accurate amount of kids he has right now. But you know, he's man. What I'm telling you, Rolling Stone. He's my role model, and I never even told him that. And I don't know when I'm gonna be able to tell him that. There's a lot of stuff that I gotta clean up, but he's my role model just because I've seen him, you know, really hustle and take care of each and one of his kids. I knew that if I wanted to run the streets, if I wanted to, you know, be with this type of people, I know that if I go home, I can't tell my dad or my mom, you know, yeah, I was with so-and-so, so-and-so, because they be looking at me like, what, did I raise you like that? Like, you wasn't raised to do that, to run around those type of people, but acting a fool or just being out after the street lights was on, and you know, knowing I got class in the morning and stuff, but I needed to experience that for myself, because now that I know that, you know, that wasn't for me, but I have the experience that I can be able to share that and just, you know, and like, hey, this is what I'm trying to do now.
So I know Christian said it was ingrained in him from an early age to be a trailblazer because he knew he was the oldest of his siblings.
Right.
You said you come from a big family, you fall somewhere in the middle, right? But because of what you saw as a kid and because of the kind of man your dad was and the kind of family man your dad was, that kind of was your model for how you want your life to look like.
Exactly.
Nick, you kind of somewhere in the middle where you are the oldest of your siblings, right? But how was your upbringing, or what was your example for what you want your life to look like? Where did that come from for you?
Mine was a little different. My situation's a little different because everybody in my surrounding family goes to college. It's not about if you're going to college. It's you're going to college. Where are you going to college? So, and in terms of you go and you get your 4-year degree, and then you go get a job and you find a good paying job that will prolong you into, you know, I think the tertiary part of your life where you now have kids and you have a wife and you grow and then you pass that on to everyone else. So, but for mine, it wasn't about going to college. It was more so about when my parents split, I had to step up, right? So I was just kind of like, like you, I was going to be a superstar. I was going to be a superstar in something. And everybody had high hopes because I just had that athletic ability that I was like, okay, I'm going to do this.
I think I said wild dream.
Right? And I was always giftedly more athletic than everybody around me. But then when I started to get in the middle and I started to get cut because I didn't have the skill set, I had the athletic ability, but I didn't have the skill set to keep taking those steps up that ladder. And that's when you fail. I said, okay, so now let's move from this one. Now let's work over here. And your athletic ability will help you transition from sport to sport, but you still have to develop that skill set. And what you have to develop the most is you have to take school seriously. But by the time I got to college and I was like, I'd come home and people would ask me, you know, house sports. And I was like, cool, you know, like it's great. You know, you want to be, you know, people ask you, but they always ask my sister, how are your grades? And I'm like, well, am I an idiot? Nobody asked me that question. So then at that point, I was like, okay, cool, screw that. I want to excel in sports, but I definitely want to excel in the classroom because that's what's going to get me from point A to definitely point C, D, E, and further on. You know, I want to provide for my mom, not necessarily that she's not providing for herself, but I want to give back for everything that she did for me. I want to give back to her. You know, if something breaks in her house, that I got this. If she wants something new, I got this. My little sister, my little brother, my sister's gonna be fine. Nash will be fine himself. But in the terms of I want to be that role model of how to do things right. And then when I get there and I have a kid, when I have kids and a wife, when they turn 16, you know, they're not going out and getting a brand new G-Wagon, but we're going to go out, we're going to get a used car. They're going to give me half of their money. I'm going to take my other half, and that's going to be your car. You know, I'm going to be able to provide that for you. I'm going to be able to give that to you, but you're going to have some skin in the game. You're going to know what it feels like to have something, to cherish it, and build those tools.
I talk to my granddad right now, right? Because he lived with my parents and didn't graduate. from school, has a middle school education, can't read, type deal. A good paying job to him is gonna look different than a good paying job to my parents and to myself, type deal. And that all stems very generationally, I feel like. And it looks different through each generation. And the tools that we have, like I was saying earlier, are different than the tools that they had. The dreams change, because if you think about it, our grandparents' dream was probably to be able to walk down the street safe, to be honest with you. You know what I'm saying? They was focused on an occupation and jobs, but like it was more about focusing on the civil rights and their well-being type deal. And then when our parents were coming up, you know what I'm saying, probably had good jobs, but like we just said, we were the first to graduate in our families. So with our parents, they were just trying to get good paying jobs, support us to instill it in us type deal. So at the same time, they was focused on a good paying job, I feel like, but they were setting up. That's the thing where I think we lack. They had something that they were working towards for a generation. We kind of fell off and separated, because as soon as the gates opened up for us, we was like, okay, school, now you finna get our own money, finna get our own bag, do this, and this, because we ain't have to sit here and plan for a generation to come up, you know what I'm saying, and make that sacrifice for them type deal.
And not to cut you off, but earlier you said no shade to the people that raised us, but they kind of had that mindset to just go get a job. You explained why.
Yeah.
But then you just said that our parents, the generation right before us, was working for something essentially bigger than themselves. That they was trying to set up a better life for us. So is it fair to say that because they wanted their life to be like, was only for their children's life to be better than theirs, which would you feel like that gave us the opportunity to live how we living now, or give us the platform to establish that kind of vision where we do think outside the box based on the resources we have?
No, absolutely. Because when you talking about kind of to the generation, you know, no shade to them and stuff like that, but yeah, absolutely, they were almost a stepping stone for us to take off type deal.
AAA.
Yeah, exactly, is how I look at it. That's how I look at it, is it was a trampoline for us to take off and do everything that we were meant to do type deal, if that makes sense in summary.
I think the people that were off, you said, my biggest supporter, and I feel like what would be my biggest supporter, is my mom, for sure.
Always.
100%. And I say that because
greater, bad, stupider, successful. My mom always supports me in the stupid shit that
I gotta shout out the pops. You know, I love your mom, but pops, man, you definitely did that, man. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. You one man, but hey, wow, you a support now. You be in the stands, sporting events. I'm talking about yelling.
I can say with what you just said about your parents, the way they want their life to be like was so we can have a better life. I feel like that really was what my mama wanted to do. So,
me too, absolutely.
Do you feel like your parents living through you? Want you to be successful?
I wouldn't say living through me, but I think they saying, I think they can feel like a sense on their soul that's a job well done.
Yeah.
There you go.
Okay.
There you go.
Okay.
And I say that because to be honest, I can't ever remember my mama saying, "Oh, you gonna go to college, and you go do this, and you go do that." But when it came to something that I wanted to do, she had full support.
Absolutely.
No matter what.
Absolutely.
And to piggyback off of what you said earlier as to how, when did it come in your mind that you got it on your own? I don't think the way I want my life to be, it wasn't instilled in me as to like, hey, you gonna go to college? But I got it on my own by watching my mom and then realizing the things that she made me do.
There you go.
As far as my mama was real strict. I couldn't make no B.
Feel you.
Who finna go out on a Friday night after a game? Now you finna be home at 11. Oh, you finna hang with your friends after practice? Now, baby, I'm here to pick you up. Come on, where you at? Like, I used to get so upset because I couldn't hang or go to parties or do this and that, or I couldn't have no leeway with my grades and stuff like that. But as I'm heading into my senior year of high school and I'm trying to figure out what I want to do, it was already instilled in me from the stuff that she was telling me what I could and could not do. The discipline that she was instilling in me. And
for me, growing up with my mom's, it really stemmed from like her belief in me.
Yes, sir.
That like she knew what she wanted me to become for real, which is why she kind of directed certain things to make sure that I was in a certain position. So to move to Atlanta, it may have been for her professionally, but she knew that coming to the city would provide me and my brother more opportunities for real. So like you said, the discipline she was instilling in us early, me and Cam was walking to practice. Me and Cam was walking to school. And it take a lot for a 12-year-old and a 10-year-old to get up, hold each other accountable, get to school on time, go home, get your practice gear, go to practice. Know your mom gonna be there, because every night she gonna cook a hot meal for you. So like my mom, off top, I think she knew what she wanted us to be, and she was gonna hold us to a high standard. Now, in that same high standard, with everything I've accomplished, I've yet to hear my mom look me in my eye and be like, "Hey man, I'm proud of you. You did what I'm supposed to do." And I don't take it to heart, but I almost take it like she still see more in me for me to accomplish.
No, but what did it look like for you though? Like, what's your vision for your life and your child's life?
Vision for me, well, of course I want my child to have a better life than what I had, but I was always a simple child. So for me, I don't need no big house. I just want the same amount of bedrooms I grew up in. That'll make me happy. How many is that? 5.
Okay, that's big for Miller County.
But it was in a trailer. So you know how y'all
had a triple wide trailer?
Double wide. They were big though.
To be honest, I won't work for nobody. I want to do whatever I want when I want. I'm talking about disappear when I want to. I want to pull up my Nissan GTR because backstory behind the Nissan, I can dive into that later, is that's the Hebrew month when the people were let out of slavery. So that's why I stay tied to Nissan. But Nissan GTR comes to work. I want to freelance. I want to do a lot, to be honest. I want to add development, be able to change the world type deal. Impact people's lives on a daily basis, whether it's speaking or through clothing, making them feel good about themselves. I want to be tied to everything. I want experiences. I want to go to India, experience their culture. Go to Egypt, experience their culture. Religion, travel. I need culture. I need diversity. I need all that stuff. I have to be in a creative place, because when I'm not in a creative place, it just leads to a bunch of bottled up energy, emotion. I can't have that type deal. I need that outlet constantly, consistently. I talk to Nick all the time about different ideas, and I probably talk to y'all about hella ideas, to be honest too, like throughout the years, but that's really my peaceful place when I'm creative and when I can make ideas. So that's what I have to be around. I can't be at a desk working 9 to 5 every single day. I can't do it. Like, I just feel confined, I feel trapped.
See, for me, it really was like a mixture of juice, mixture of Calvin's, like a mixture for real. I want to be able to live comfortably where I can say like, hey, the family, we doing this at my crib this year. We doing the family union here, we doing the Thanksgiving, Christmas, all that. I want to have a beautiful wife that I love on and can pour out my emotions into her. Like, I really want to make her feel like the queen that she is. I want to raise a beautiful family to attend all the events. My mom didn't miss none. I don't, so that's what I know. You don't miss them. I want to have the flexibility in my schedule to do so. But when it goes into like providing for them, I want to do meaningful work. So I want to be able to, whatever that may be, clothing, accounting, like putting together a business together, taking this to the platform it should be, and be able to live with this. That's what it'd be beautiful. Like, if I can make money with my people, y'all heard me say this, like, I want to do that. I don't want to work for nobody. I want to be able to say like, I'm making money with it, and I can trust that. I want to have them bonds and like something I can count on, that stability.
Now I want to live out my dreams, whether it be of being a great husband and father, a great son, brother, cousin, family member, or a great businessman, entrepreneur, speaker, philanthropist, whatever that is, man. Obviously you want to be financially stable so you can generate generational wealth. I think that's a goal for everybody, man. But if I had to just use one statement, bro, and talk about what I envision my life being like, bro, I want to live a life so powerful and impactful, bro, that they don't have to lie at my funeral. They're gonna get up there and tell something about you when you're in that casket. And 90% of the time, they're gonna get up there and say something to appease your family in their mourning time, bro. Hopefully they get up there and say all them good things they really mean it. I don't want them to go there and talk about how I was a good man, how I did right by people when I was a liar, cheating, and scandal. Or I was conniving or was less of a kind of man that I'm trying to be. When they get up there and say all them good things about how I was this, that, and the third, hopefully they mean that wholeheartedly, bro. And my family, my loved ones, the people who grieving at that moment can know, you know what? He did do that. He not only touched our lives, but he touched everybody's lives in here. And then some, man. So if I talk about what I want my life to look like, that's it. I don't know how I'm gonna get there yet. I'll be bad. I'll keep it a bad. I don't know how it's going, but that's what I want my life to look like. When it's all said and done, they don't gotta lie at my funeral.
Hey, but this was the first episode of the WORKhouse Clarity series. We're asking you what you want your life to be like, because this is the foundation for your happiness. So really take that to heart and do some self-searching, some self-realization in the month of January, you know what I'm saying, starting out 2020 right by doing this, because it's gonna help you out in the long run. But this is the WORKhouse. Remember, a man that doesn't work doesn't eat, and we'll catch y'all next time.
Do what?